Hello all, and welcome to part 2 of 2 for the Glen Doll to Glen Clova Hotel cycle. The outward journey in part 1 was from the Ranger stroke car park base at Glen Doll to Glen Clova Hotel, which is there. That was 3.72 miles. That was the outward journey, and that was part 1. Part 2 will be the inward journey, the return leg basically. So I'll be going from Glen Clova Hotel back to Glen Doll, and I'll be heading in the north direction this time. So you'll get the footage heading that way. So if you haven't seen part 1, then I showed my bike what it looked like in part 1, but that's just a brief look at part 2. I'm not going to make the video too long, so you can look at part 1 if you want to see what the bike looks like closer. So I'm going to get on with the cycle now, and I'll record the footage. And just checking the camera angle, make sure it's all okay. Seems to be good to go. Make sure I'm not blocking over the microphone or camera with the elastic bands that need to go in there as a backup holder, because I've got the main holder if the camera doesn't fall out, so I've got a couple of elastic bands on it, one going across one way and one going across the other way, just to lock the phone in place so it doesn't fall as a backup should the camera holder fold, disconnect or fall off from there. I don't think that will fail. Right, let's push on. Let's go. So, I'll let the car past. It's busy with tourists this road, so I'll just wait till he passes and then I'll... It's a narrow road, you see. If you watch part 1, you'll know what I mean. Well, you've got to be able to find out anyway, because you don't watch this part here. But the roads are really narrow, but the scenery is lovely. I might actually just shift this over a little bit. I'm kind of fidgeting now with this camera. I maybe shouldn't be, but I'm going to anyway, just see if that improves it a bit. Yeah, that'll head it. So they've got the Glen Clova Hotel on the right. At this moment in time we're on the B955. It's a circular route, but I'll do a cycle around that another day. I just didn't have the time today to do it, so I'll just be heading back to the Glen Doll. Farm on the right there, sheep and lambs, some hens, I know hens, whatever they are, pheasants, grouse on the field there as well. So I've peaked at 21.5 mile an hour there, under that gradient. What I'm going to do is find a wee stopping place. I'm going to have a bag of crisps and just enjoy the view for a bit. But I won't record all that, so I'll just be basically pausing the edit for that. But I'm going to find a wee spot just to relish it, because on part 1 I just basically cycled in the winner more or less from the car park at the Glen Doll Ranger Centre to the Glen Clova Hotel. But this return leg on the inward journey, I'm going to actually stop and sit for a bit and have a bag of crisps and drink the juice. I'm just going to enjoy the view for a bit, because I kind of like just chat on in part 1 and didn't really spend much time other than pressing on, you know. I want to find somewhere where I could chill for a bit. Probably going to be out yeah, I think I'll be pulling at that, just over at that gate, just up there on the left. Yeah, I'm going to just park up the bike here for 10 minutes or something, 5 or 10 minutes. Just sit and enjoy the countryside for a moment. Yeah, I'm going to, as I say, just going to pull in here for a bit. I'm just going to sit down there, somewhere down there. I'll have a bag of crisps, I'll have some juice, and then just going to sit and listen to the countryside and enjoy this view for a moment. Spend 5 or 10 minutes doing that, and then I'll get back on the bike and I'll continue on back to the Glen Doll Ranger car park. So it's lovely. In fact, I'll pan the camera on and I'll just show you what I mean. So I'm going to get a picture actually, and a picture of the bike, because I could do that and record at the same time on this device. It's really handy, that. But this is really good. So I'm going to take a moment. Right, so I'm going to do that now, and then once I've finished here I'll get back on the bike and I'll continue on recording the journey. Okay, see you in a bit. So I forgot, I've got these cookies as well. So I'm going to have a cookie, and it's the crisps that I've got. I stopped at the BP garage on the way up and got myself this, and I just filled this up with whole wheat juice. So take plenty of liquids with you. That's important when you come out to places like this in hot weather. You need plenty of liquids, and I've got backup liquid in the car and also in the rucksack, because if anything happens en route back and you're going to be waiting for a while, you've got to stay rehydrated. You've got to stay hydrated, so you need to carry backup liquids, especially in hot weather, just as a precaution. So maybe get tucked into them, and then I'll press on, because I've got to get back. Got things to do when I get back, so I'm going to watch the time. Okay, right, I'm going to enjoy these. And the bike's just up there, it's just literally up there, so it's fine where it is. They call them rainbow colour cookies. I don't care what colour they are, they taste good. That's all that matters to me. I just pick them up and buy them and eat them. Simple as. Very important, very important to stay rehydrated. The crisps are lovely as well. Yeah, they were okay, the crisps. Maybe a wee bit too salty for me. Maybe a bit too salty for my liking, but they were alright. Still finished the bag. I just had one cookie, I'll keep that in for later. So I'm going to get back on the bike and continue on back to the the Glen Doll Ranger car park. And if I remember correctly, the big mountain there, I think that was called Mount Dreich, something like that. Dreich, I think it sounds like that anyway. I've been up it with the hike club, that was years ago. But yeah, you get some spectacular views. And I think there's Loch Brandy, which is up the other side. That's maybe further over there. I've been up there with the walking club as well. Oh, a lovely, lovely part of the countryside. And if you continue on over there, you come to Glen Shee as well. I think actually Old Jocks Road runs by this way. That's a historical hiking route. I've done part of that with the walking club also. So anyway, let's get back. I've just got lots of time, you see. Right, and just setting up the camera again, make sure it's all correct on the way it should be. So it's all covered in lens, microphone's okay. Got everything, right, let's go. Oh, it's like that. Oh dear, not very good to start that. Oh, yeah, just how steep that was. Right. A couple of miles to go. Piece of cake, this cycling. It's fairly flat. As I say, I would have done the 30-mile one. 13 miles, 14 miles round trip on the B955. I've had more time. I'm certainly capable of doing it. It's just that I don't have time today to do it, so maybe another day. If we get weather like this, it'll be just absolutely brilliant. Just like this car past. So what you've also got to watch as well, see when you let a car pass, right, just make sure before you pull out again that there isn't another car right behind it, because it's difficult to hear traffic coming on the offside when on a bike, especially when the wind's blowing in the ears. So you don't just assume there's one car that's going to get past and then just pull out. Always check over your shoulder before you pull out anyway, but just be wary because you get a lot of cars that might be close to one another, so when you're pulling out, it's just got to be considered that there might be somebody else just about to pass you at the same time when you think it's clear, because you won't hear the second car necessarily. It's just like these narrow roads and that, you've got to be extra careful. Like I said in part 1, I've never wore a helmet or anything like that when I've been cycling. That's just the way I am, I just don't like wearing that. But it's a good idea to do it, like. It's a good idea, good practice to do it, just for your own safety. But I personally just don't like wearing it, so I just didn't wear any of that stuff. I just wear my normal clothes, my jeans or whatever. Well, today I've got the shorts and gym kit on, because it's quite warm today, so. And I've been cycling since I was 7, back in 1982. I got my first bike, as I mentioned already in part 1. And I've never worn any of that stuff. I've always just cycled with my normal clothes. I have fell off before in the years, I've hurt myself, but that's on my own head, that's just how I do it. So some people say they should wear a helmet and stuff. Yeah, you should, but I just don't like wearing it, so I didn't wear it. And if I fall off and get hurt, it's my own fault. I accept that. So, and roads like this, you just got to be careful. But anyway, let's crack on with it, cycle on. Slightly at an 80 mile an hour in gear 23rd. Dropping down the gear, drop down speed, 12.6 mile an hour. the middle gear ratio and the front gear was set. It's difficult to tell my gear now on the back set because the indicator's broken. Has been for a while. Yeah, I was explaining a bit about how gears work in part 1. My understanding of it anyway. The principles of gears. I explained a bit about that and my understanding of it anyway in part 1. How gears work. You know, purpose of it. The principles of them. Because I'm interested in all that shit. I like knowing all that stuff. So I think of that when I'm doing stuff like this sometimes. It's just like knowing how things work. Yeah, I've always been like that. So yeah, it's a very busy road for tourists and stuff, eh? A lot of visitors. Oh, pardon me. Oh, that's roasting. Start at first gear, reduction in speed, maximum torque. Well, as the torque increases, the speed decreases accordingly in proportion for a fixed power input. For a fixed power rating, i.e. an engine, right, your gear, principles of gear as I mentioned before in part 1, you drop down the gear, the speed reduces, the torque increases accordingly. Go up a gear, the torque decreases but the speed increases accordingly in proportion for a given power output. So when I feel like it's struggling on a hill, I'll drop down a gear. That it's more pedal efforts into the one revolution in the back wheel. Reduction in speed but increase in torque. So for example, if it was a 1-to-1 direct gear ratio, right, one pedal revolution, one back wheel revolution, would be quite fast, 1-to-1 ratio. As soon as you hit the brake, you might want to go up to 2-to-1. So reduce the speed by half, you increase the torque by 2. So putting 2 pedal revolutions into 1 revolution in the back wheel. Currently in 20th gear. I'm hitting about 30.4 mile an hour, 30.9, 30.6 miles an hour. It's some more speed now. In top gear, 24 speed, 17.9 mile an hour. It's 18 mile an hour. Now I'm going to hit a wee gradient, so I'm getting ready to drop to the gear. Drop the middle cog, or middle pedal, or the front gears, 3 in the front, 8 in the back. That's done in the lowest in the front range, dropping the back ones down. So I had momentum on my side there. So I'm doing it at gear 3, so I'm pedalling harder, because there's more turns per revolution of pedal going into each turn of the back wheel. So all that effort is going into producing more torque. But because the power is the same roughly, i.e. my power that I'm putting in and applying to the pedals, the speed will decrease accordingly. Now, pick up some speed now because I'm within a good gear. Gravity is on the side. Higher gear, less torque at the back wheel, increasing power, increasing speed. 23.4 mile an hour, 24 miles an hour, 23.4. Present on the road. No way. Thank you. I'm going to run you over a bit. I really don't want to run over. So at the moment I'm just overcoming friction, wind resistance, just kind of like coasting in, well, pedalling less because it's just overcoming wind and the friction. So I'm kind of steady on the accelerator, steady on the pedals because there's slight gradients in that. So that's how things move. Once you accelerate up to speed, it's keeping up to speed, you don't need to work so hard because you're just overcoming friction, roll and road resistance, and any gravity, i.e. hills. So top gear at the moment, kind of on the level, 12.4 mile an hour. Steady pedalling. 12.6, so it's certainly fluctuating because obviously the input and then the varies. It's not like an engine where it's fixed, because the human muscles vary depending on how you breathe and set. There's tons of variables. How it's setting the leg extension of its torque, but forces applied to pedals, a whole load of host of things, as well as the whatever acid it is that builds up in the muscles when you get tired. There's a whole host of things that varies. Power output for pedal power for a human. Oh, stopped in a gear there. Fatigue. As I say, I wish I was as fit as I was when I was at school. I really do. Many moons ago. But I'm doing it for enjoyment anyway. I'm really doing it for anything else other than that. I'm cruising at 20, well, I'm kind of cruising at 10 mile an hour and gear 20. The road conditions, the wind, the rolling road, because road surfaces have an effect on friction. Coefficient drag, like what you're wearing, how you're sitting, how the wind's blowing, all has an effect on how easy it is to pedal a bike. Tyre pressures, all this stuff. Right, I'm going to stop for a 20-second breather. Just might as well pause the video. That was about 43 seconds, 44-second breather. I took a swig of my drink, had a look at the views for a bit, so I didn't record that. I just unpaused it. Cable stretched. Damn it. Yep, gear cable stretched on the big sprocket. Oh shit, that's a job I need to do later. Yeah, it needs adjusting. So I can't get the top sprocket for the big gears, so I can only go up to 16. It's just the time, it's not time to muck around there. I've got to repair this thing. There is a new gear cable. Good. Yep. Ah dear. I'm nearly at the end anyway. So the 1 to 3 sprockets, big sprockets at the front, the gear shifter, it's showing 3, it's actually in 2 because the cable's stretched. I thought I felt something happening earlier, but so I'm going to have to change that at some point. Pain in the arse. I'll probably do a video on that. I've been in the mood. That's how many snags you hit. I'm no expert at repairing a bike. I just kind of do whatever it works. If it works, great. If it doesn't, damn it, I'll have to go back and figure out how it's done. I usually ask my dad. But some job you could do. It's just the time, isn't it? Bloody hassle. It's just with everything else we've got on. You just don't need any more problems. Gotta fix the damn thing. Great, never mind. This isn't near enough back at the start now anyway. At least they didn't break down out there, so. Could have been worse. Could have got a puncture. These are a right nightmare to repair. Just getting the tyre back on is the hardest bit. You know, that very last bit, getting it back on the rim, the very last bit where it gets really tight. That bit, I dread. Tyres are at 30 psi approximately. It's just for to cut down on the road resistance. As the flatter the tyre is, the more road resistance there is. And the harder it is to pedal. And more tiring and less fun. So this is what you got to watch for. As soon as you get into a kind of shaded area, it becomes quite a little bit more, and there's lots of bends as well, so be careful for traffic and that. Oh well, it's good, quite a good cycle walk. It's just now got to get set aside time someday in the limited time that I've got on my days off. Fix this bloody thing now. I have to get a gear cable for Halfords. Maybe do a video on it if I feel like it. But the only thing is, I'm not an expert at it, so I'll just be showing you how I've done it. So, I've changed it before, like, quite a while ago. But anyway, that's me at the start, finish. Start, finish. 7.23 miles. So I'm not a motor vehicle, I'm just a push bike. So there's nothing coming out here, so I know it's said in the website, but you wouldn't do that with a motor vehicle. And there's nothing coming, so if anything did come, I'd be able to get out of the way very quickly, because I'm just on a bike. So anyway, that's just back to the start-finish line. Right, so that's me back to the start finish. Glen Doll, Ranger, Granger, at the start anyway, but so, just enjoyed that. It was a good cycle, lovely area. So the Ranger base is just up there. Lovely burn down there. So I'm just parked there and spectacular view of, well, that's Dreich, that's Mount Dreich up there. It's blocked a wee bit by the tree, but basically it's a false top. That's not the actual top. The summit's further up. It's always a false summit. It's when you look back and you can't see the car park, you're still climbing. You know the summit's still to go. You only see part of it, the top of that isn't. It's called a false summit. That's just spectacular, that. A couple of pictures, well, and beautiful. Amazing. Right, so I'm going to round off the video because that's the cycling done. I've got to get back at about 6. But an hour and a half, an hour and 20-minute drive, so yeah, I better do. Oh, sure. Beautiful bit of the countryside. If you're in Scotland and you're looking for somewhere nice to visit, you know, as far as scenery is concerned, there's lots of places, this being one of them. This is definitely worth the visit. Hey, I'm going to have to go. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, see what else I put on the channel, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.